Hello. Um, they changed it. It's been like 3 weeks since I've been on here, and they changed it. So now it looks like it's loading on one side, but it says live over here. So that means you do see me waving like a silly person trying to figure out if you can see me or not. Okay. So we're back. New year, new programs. Lots of fun stuff coming up that many of you have already seen on our website, which is wonderful. I am drinking, as usual, not a latte, but is this really any better than a latte? It still has caffeine in it. I'm drinking some tea. I am super surprised and really happy with how many people signed up for the tea tasting bags. It's just like, 8 packets of tea and a really cute um, welcome letter and a sheet of books from the library that we have currently that you may like if you like tea. I thought it was just a cute thing to do for Hot Tea Month, and it's going to lead into we have a Tea Madness voting bracket that starts next week on Wednesday on the 13th. And even if you don't have a tea tasting kit, you can still vote. It's a lot of commonly known teas, and if you don't know them, you don't have to answer that particular question. That's okay. Um, and then I'll be doing fun tea facts a couple days a week throughout the month. And then at the very end, we'll see which tea wins the tea bracket. And if you vote, the most important thing is that if you vote in the tea bracket, in Tea Madness, every time you enter your email address, you get entered into the raffle to win a tea prize package. And that includes a teapot with its own little infuser for loose leaf tea and some other goodies that I haven't picked up yet aside from the teapot, but it'll be a really cute little package. Just to make people cozy because it's January and there's all this stress about like, oh, it's the new year, new me. There's so much pressure and we want this year to go better than 2020. And there's all this pressure, but like, have some tea, be calm, relax, it's okay, right? Um, so I'm having tea. Tonight I am having the Lady Grey. I love Earl Grey. It's one of my favorite kinds of teas, and I love bergamot in general. It's one of my favorite scents. I just love bergamot. It's one of those things that if I'm doing a candle or soap class and I happen to have a bergamot oil, I put it in almost every time. I love it. But Lady Grey is different. It's a similar profile, but instead of bergamot orange, it's just straight up orange and lemon. So it's a little different, similar, but a little different. I think this is the first time I've ever had a Lady Grey tea, and I like it. It's very fragrant. I thoroughly enjoy it. Hmm. This is very good. And yes, I am still using my Halloween mug because I use my Halloween mugs all year round. And I just thought this was so fitting because it's just a little cute little witch uh, reading a book. Um, I took a little break today. Tuesdays are a really long day for me, so in my little break time that I had today, um, it's almost kind of like an extended lunch. I did some reading, so I was kind of feeling this mood today. Um, which is why my couch is a mess because I had the blanket on and licorice is the other blob down here. This is my blanket, and this licorice, this blob. Although it is a really big blanket, that could theoretically be all licorice. My grandma made it. Thanks, grandma. Um, because then I was like, oh no, I have to get back to work and do some things, and I just kind of like threw the blanket off of me, and then all of a sudden I realized it was time for this video. So, um, that's where we are today. But I was reading. I think I may have mentioned this um, a couple weeks ago because I did a review on Catherine McGee's other book, oh my gosh, what are they called? I know like one of the books is called The Dazzling Heights. Why can't I remember? The Thousandth Floor series. There we go. Dazzling Heights is one of the other books. It's a trilogy. Um, but this one has been really popular. The American Royals books. There are two. I don't know if there's going to be more. I haven't read the second one because I'm almost done with this one. Um, It's cute. It's really cute. I guess this is kind of like Catherine McGee's things to write each chapter from a different character's viewpoint. So it's told through one, two, three, four different viewpoints of young ladies who are all part of or want to be part of the royal court of America. It's an alternate reality type book where instead of what we have in America, it is the dreamed up idea of what if America were a monarchy instead of a democracy. And so it follows the story of the princess who's about to become queen and her sister, her best friend, and one of the girls who wants to get into the royal family. And it appears that she does really awful things in order to get her way. Like she's not a nice person. So it's interesting. It's cute. This is definitely light reading. This is definitely light reading, which I thought was perfect. I've kind of slowly been going through it over the past week. I had started trying to read it before, and then I just got distracted with all things the holidays. I did several puzzles. Um, I even brought a puzzle over to my parents' house for Christmas, which was fun. Even though it was pitch black, my dad and I rocked that puzzle. We managed to do that puzzle mostly in the dark. It was fun. It was not bad for a strange Christmas. We had a good time. So I did a lot of puzzles. I watched a lot of MasterChef Junior. I recently discovered that, and I watched a lot of that just to have a brain break, and it was really cute. Um, so I've been kind of just reading a little bit and a little bit and a little bit of it, and I'll finish it in another day or two. But it's cute. It's light reading. It's fun. Um, I can see why the kids like it. It is very popular. I can see why the kids like it. It's just fun. Gossip Girl meets kind of like Gossip Girl meets Pretty Little Liars meets The Thousandth Floor style. Just because it's her style. It seems to have like a distinct style of friends, enemies, frenemies, gossip kind of thing. And I can see why the teens like it so much. I can see why it's so popular for sure. But as an adult, it's very light reading. Which is nice. And then the other book that I just got off of Libby. Ooh, I just got a notification. Look at my Libby notification. If you don't have notifications set up on your smart device where you use Libby, it's so fun because then you get to see things like this. I put a request in for Salt, Fat, Acid, Heat a couple weeks ago. Our copy is checked out at the library, and I know it's really popular. I think I've even given it as a gift before. Have I? I don't know. I don't know if I've done it. Every year I want to give it to my brother for Christmas, and then I'm like, or his birthday, and then I'm like, I feel like I gave it to him already. I should just ask. I should just ask him. I'm always like, I feel like I gave it to him already, and and then I'm like, well, I don't want to ask him because I don't want to give it away, so I'll just ask him at a random time and then tuck that knowledge into my head. But I never do. But I think he would really like it. If you know anybody who has any interest in food, this seems to be the book to go to. So I wanted to actually go through it. I know it's so popular. I've heard people talk about how they love it, not just as a book. It's not just a cookbook. It's about food. Like people read it. People read it cover to cover. Um, and I just know that it's always checked out. And I think there's a show, right? There's a show now. So that's yeah. I wanted to check it out. So it's ready. It's ready for me to borrow. I'm so excited. I love getting that little. And then it's so cute because it's like the wait is over. They're very positive over at Libby. I love it. And as you can see, on my loans shelf, I have the Southern Book Club's Guide to Slaying Vampires by Grady Hendrix. This showed up on a lot of best books of the year lists, a lot of popular lists. It was popular with some book clubs, um, and I think we talked about it. I think it was on one of the Goodreads lists too. So I put a hold in for it, and I just got it, so I just put it on my Kindle. So I'm going to read that next as well. And then I just have a couple more. I have a couple more cookbooks on my loans, my hold list, and also The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue by V.E. Schwab, which is Really popular. My place in line is now 247. Last time I checked, it was 260. But we do have 48 copies on Libby, so making our way through, making our way through. Yes, yes, I'll borrow that in a minute. So that's my book life that I've been what I've been up to recently. Um, as always, I'm trying to plan what I'm going to read next. I guess because I have a really hard time remembering books if I don't read them back to back with their sequels. I'll probably read the second one. I think I have it here. I think I've been hoarding it here. Um, and I think I'm on my last renewal, so I need to read it. I think it's on my bookshelf. Um, I looked at my library card today because we were playing around with some things in the system, and I was like, oh my gosh, look at all the things that I have that are overdue, and I promise I'm going to return them because I feel bad. Really bad. But most of them were due over the holidays, and I just kind of forgot. I was at work in between Christmas and New Year's, but I just kind of forgot to like bring stuff back because I was so busy getting ready for our new session of programs. So yeah, in addition to the tea, of course, we have crafts, although a lot of those are already full. People seem to really be clamoring for some crafts and things to do this winter, which is good to know because we'll try to add more things if we can. And if and when we can, because I like to do them. I did our first video. Next week we're doing a tea candle, tea month. It's an Earl Grey scented candle, so I filmed most of that today, which was fun. It's always an easy craft to do candles. They're so quick and easy, but they're just a lot of fun, and so I left today, let that dry, so when I go back to the building later this week, I get to see how it came out. I hope it came out okay. We'll see. It's the first time I've done a candle with tea instead of fragrance oil. Apparently it works. Martha Stewart says it works. Speaking of Martha Stewart, she had a book come out this week. It is here. It is not on Libby right now, but it is, oh, there we go. It's called Martha Stewart's Very Good Things, Simple Tips and Genius Ideas for an Easier and More Enjoyable Life. That came out today, so it's under House, Home, Cleaning, Caretaking, and Organizing. As always, I like to look at the subject headings on our book distributor, and of course Libby. I always tell you I love looking at the subjects on there, but where we get our books from, I love looking at the subject headings. It's very interesting. Hundreds of clever tips, solutions, and easy ways to elevate every day from America's most trusted lifestyle authority in one must-have handbook. That's kind of all it says about it, but seems to have quite the demand. I mean, it's Martha Stewart, right? You know, it's Martha. So that came out today. A lot of things came out today. Danielle Steele's Neighbors, that's what it is, came out today. That's on Libby, so I can actually pull that up on Libby. That came out today as well. And our copy promptly went to somebody who had a hold on it. I love seeing, just like how I got really excited for my hold. I know that all of you, get just as excited when your holds come in too, especially when it's a brand new book. I love that. Let's see. Let's go to my new releases. So yeah, Neighbors by Danielle Steele. It's a standalone. One of the other ones that came out, it didn't come out today, but it came out, I guess, probably while I wasn't doing videos. That's another Marie Benedict book. It's called The Mystery of Mrs. Christie. So that one came out just a few weeks ago, maybe 2 weeks ago, and I know her books are always really, really popular. Some of her other books include The Only Woman in the Room, Lady Clementine, Carnegie's Maid. Oh my gosh, Carnegie's Maid was so popular when it came out. We could not keep it on the shelf. That one was outrageously popular. Her books are always popular. They are historical fiction mysteries, and yeah, people love them. Let's see what the description is for this one. A thrilling reconstruction of one of the most notorious events in literary history, Agatha Christie's mysterious 11-day disappearance in 1926. The puzzle of those missing 11 days has always persisted. With her trademark historical fiction exploration into the shadows of the past, acclaimed author Marie Benedict brings us into the world of Agatha Christie, imagining why such a brilliant woman would find herself at the center of such murky historical mysteries. What is real and what is mystery? What role did her unfaithful husband play? And what was he not telling investigators? Sound interesting. So I am sure that everyone will be wanting to read that one. And then this one seems to be really, really popular as well, but a lot of health books are always popular. This is by the CNN chief medical correspondent Sanjay Gupta. This is Keep Sharp, Build a Better Brain at Any Age. That one came out today as well. Throughout our life, we look for ways to keep our minds sharp and effortlessly productive. True. Now, globe-trotting neurosurgeon Dr. Gupta offers insights from top scientists all over the world whose cutting-edge research can help you heighten and protect brain function and maintain cognitive health at any age. Explores whether there's a quote-unquote best diet or exercise regimen for the brain, and explains whether it's healthier to play video games that test memory and processing speed or to engage in more social interaction. Debunking cognitive myths about aging and cognitive decline. He likewise also provides readers with a personalized 12-week program featuring practical strategies to strengthen your brain every day. There is also an audiobook, which is, of course, narrated by himself, because you feel like I wouldn't want anybody else to give me his medical advice, right? Okay. Let's see if there was anything else. I think those were the three that were on Libby. Some of them are not on Libby just yet. But if you didn't know, I know I posted about it last week, and I have a video coming later this week, probably on Friday, just a quick little tutorial on how to... Our magazines are now on Libby. I showed my mom how to do this on New Year's. So if you have RB Digital, we are no longer using RB Digital. They moved their magazines over here to Overdrive with us. So it works on Libby. So if you have the Libby app, you can look for magazines. So there's this little feature on the front page, but also you can get to it by going to the Explore tab and doing what's available and then seeing available magazines. And the nice thing about this is it does not take away any of your checkouts. So you can only have like a certain number of holds and loans from Libby at one time. This does not affect that. And just like everything else, there are no fines, no anything, which reminds me I need to delete my RB Digital app that's on here. But I still have it on here. Yes. Love cleaning house. Okay. I didn't even check Hoopla yet today. I haven't checked Hoopla in a week or so, I would say. I love seeing what's new on Hoopla. Let's see what's new. Recharge, Reset, Rest, New Year's resolutions. And it's a whole list of yoga, body love, being happy, feel better, yoga, veganism, meditation, healing your gut, healing the mind. Ooh, goodbye phone, hello world. 60 ways to disconnect from tech. I love it. So there's that whole list. Don't forget to explore those banners at the top of Hoopla, because there are a lot of things that maybe you wouldn't find otherwise. They always have these spotlight selections as well. This is Before the Coffee Gets Cold. Oh, The Wrong Family by Taryn Fisher. That's on here right now as an audiobook. Oh, The Bridgertons. That's on here. How many of these are on here? That like exploded because everybody had time. Um, if they were taking a break in around and in between the holidays. And I know that just kind of like blew up the Bridgertons. Ooh, not all 9 are on here as audiobooks. The Viscount Who Loved Me, An Offer from a Gentleman, Romancing Mr. Bridgerton, To Sir Philip with Love, and The Bridgertons Happily Ever After. But this is just audiobooks. Let's see if they have. Uh, they do have more on here. I can't remember which one is first in the series. I've never read the series, but I know we have a lot of things. They don't have all of them on here, but we did not have, I think because, especially with those like paperbacks, we kind of cycle through them because they don't stay in nice condition. So we no longer had the first few Bridgertons. I think we have one randomly in the series. So I reordered the first 3 for everybody who's looking for them. So those should be coming in any day now. um, what else? Is there anything else that just came out that may be interesting? I did that one, Keep Sharp. Oh, Jane Ann Krentz has All the Colors of the Night, and that's part of the Fog Lake trilogy. This is the second one. The first one was The Vanishing. Two psychics plunge into a dark world of deadly secrets in the second installment of the Fog Lake trilogy. Romance suspense, and it's quite popular. Paranormal, general, thriller, suspense. Has some starred reviews too, which is nice. It's always nice to see when a book, a sequel, or something in a long-running series can kind of like hold up to the other ones and can still get a good review. Because sometimes people read them just because they want to finish reading them and they want to read the whole series. But it's nice when the whole series gets good acclaim, right? Because then you know that you're not, okay, I just have to read this because now I want to know what happens. But it's nice to know that it's good, right? So that's nice. So we have this cute little, not cute, I just enjoy it because I'm a book nerd. We have this great dashboard, not so much dashboard, but sheet on every book that we order that tells us when it has starred reviews, if it's in high demand, all the subject headings. It's really fun to look through. Like I said, I'm a book nerd, so I just have a good time looking through all that stuff. And then, of course, I can see if I haven't read a review on a book that I see has a high demand. It tells us where it was reviewed and if it had a positive review or a negative review or neutral, whatever. And then I can go look up the review. It's a lot of fun. I love doing that. Speaking of reviews and places where you do reviews, I set my Goodreads challenge today. I realized I forgot to do that. I forgot to mark the 2 books that I was currently reading. So again, I set my challenge to 100 because I'm challenging myself. I got to 66 last year, which was not bad. Most of those read during stay-at-home orders. So yeah, I set it to 100 again because we're just going to keep shooting for the moon, and I still have an abundance of time. Not abundance of time, but like I don't go anywhere when I'm done working. So I just stay at home. So I still have a lot of extra time to read, which is good for my book list. Maybe at some point the books on these bookshelves will all have been read. You may have seen pictures of my bookshelves that I posted on here, but I have not read even half of them. But I am a book collector. I sent something to one of my friends a couple days ago, and I can't remember, but it was one of those memes that was like, oh man, I have to see if I can find it, because I think it describes a lot of us who just love books so much. I have to see if I can find it. Where is it? Book buying is a hobby entirely unrelated to book reading. Guilty, guilty as charged. Such as, the Gregory Maguire books, I buy all of them, and I've only read the first 2 Wicked books Confessions of an Ugly Stepsister, and Almost Alice, and what's the other one? Now I can't remember the name of the other one. The Snow White one. Right? There's a Snow White one. I recall Dwarves. Now I'm going to have to look it up because the name escapes me, and it was just in my head a second ago. So I have all of those books, but I just haven't read all of them. And I loved Wicked. I read it twice. I really enjoyed it. Yeah, the second one was Son of a Witch. Mirror, Mirror. How could I not remember that it's just called Mirror, Mirror? I also have Lost. I haven't read it. I just collect books. I have a lot of Christopher Moore books, and I've only read, I've read the You Suck series. I love it. And I have only read, I think I read Fluke. I don't really remember it, but I think I read Fluke. I read Lamb, but I don't have Lamb. I borrowed it from somebody in college, and I was like, we're going to be friends now because you also read Christopher Moore. And of course, I read A Dirty Job. It's one of my favorite books. Whenever people ask for something funny to read, A Dirty Job. One of my favorite books. And my favorite story to tell about A Dirty Job that I think I've probably told on here a bajillion times already, and bajillion is an exact count, is that, and it's a big librarian joke, when somebody says, I'm looking for a book, and I don't know what it was called or who it was by, but the cover was blue. And it's like a big joke, because then it becomes a big mystery. And if you're like myself, you're like, okay, well, where did you see it? And you try to like visually remember what it was. And that happened to me back when I worked at the Closter Library when I was a teenager, and I was a page and I shelved books. I remembered seeing it on the new shelf. I remembered seeing A Dirty Job on the new shelf, and I didn't have time that day to go back to it to pull it out for myself. And I was like, oh, I'll remember. But I guess it was on its expiration of new, and it was getting put into the regular collection, because the next time I actually had time to go take some books out for myself, I couldn't find it. And I was like, oh no. And I knew that the last name started with M, and I knew that there was a skull on the cover, and there was some pink, and I couldn't figure it out. So I went one day before my shift, because I worked nights. I went to the M section of the adult fiction, and I looked through it all until I found a cover that was dark, and it had some pink, but it didn't look girly, like it wasn't pink like girly, and I was like, I think this is it, and that was it. That was how I found it. I probably could have, I don't know if Google was as intuitive back then, but nowadays you could probably just type in adult fiction book, author M, skull, cover, cute, and it would probably pop up. Which is how a lot of mysteries are solved, to be honest. But yeah, that's my librarian story, my librarian trope story. When people are like, oh, it's such a thing. When people are like, I don't remember the title, but the cover was blue. We did actually have a little mystery like that today. We had somebody come in who didn't quite remember the names and authors of 2 books, and we kind of were able to figure it out based off of what we knew about this patron and what books were popular, and we figured it out. I hope they were the right ones. We'll see when they come. But we love solving little mysteries like that. It's a lot of fun. And it gives us something exciting to do, especially, we are so busy at the library. Thank you, everybody who's always calling to take things out and putting in holds requests. We are so busy. But every now and then it's nice to kind of pause from the busy regular stuff and kind of put our heads together to come up with recommendations for somebody who's asking, or to find something or solve a book mystery. We have a lot of fun. So we're still finding ways to have a good time at the library, even though we can't see everybody as regularly as we would like to. But we can see all of you on here, and I love knowing that everybody's enjoying the kits. I've already had so many people say wonderful things about how excited they are about the new cycle of kits that are coming out. It's really fun. I really love hearing it. It's a very positive thing. So I'm glad that everybody's excited for all of the new things that are coming up. I think that's it for me tonight. I think I've blah, blah, blah. I just feel like we haven't been on here in a while because we haven't. So, if anybody joined Goodreads and wants to start their Goodreads challenge, let me know. Totally update us. That would be so much fun to keep track of everybody's Goodreads challenge and what they're reading. Love that. If you need some book suggestions for the new year, let us know. We are getting back into this, not we, but publishing is getting back into the swing of things with the new year. It's always a lull in December, and now we're getting right back into a ton of new releases. So there's going to be lots of new stuff coming out. So we're really excited, which means there will be more boxes of books to do some unboxings. We always do those over on Instagram Live when Marie and I are in the building on the same day. So that doesn't happen that frequently, but we'll do some unboxing. Those happen on Instagram Live, and then we'll try to post them on here. It doesn't always work to post on Facebook, but we'll try. But if you do have an Instagram, I think if you turn on notifications, you can get notified when we're going live. So if you are home and not doing anything, you can tune in and see what new books are coming in that we're allowed to show you. We're not allowed to show you all of them sometimes, which is extra fun, like keeping a big secret. All right, so lots of things to look forward to, lots of books to look forward to. I'm going to finish out my night by finishing my cup of tea and maybe finishing this book, and I will actually probably review it on Thursday for Teen Reads. I have a new Teen Reads video on Thursday, so I'll probably do that, which is exciting. That's it. Let me know what you're all reading. Let me know how you're all doing. I hope everybody has started off their new year right and that you're happy and cozy and warm and healthy. And I will see you all soon. And I'll see you all for all of our programs. All right, everyone. Have a good night. Bye.